There are some things we just start doing around the house when we love martial arts, which we don't realize are crazy weird until somebody new starts being around you and they're like, what the heck are you doing? So I spent so much of my life growing up being around my siblings who were all doing martial arts, and we were just all whipping around the house, running back and forward, always doing these crazy martial arts things, and it just seemed 100% normal. And then you get to the point where people from outside your family are starting to be with you, be around you, and they're like, this is odd. And I want to talk to you today about 5 hilarious things that most martial artists probably end up doing when they become obsessed with this activity. The very first thing, and I know it's something that the majority of you are going to relate to, you're just always wanting to shadow box. You could be in the kitchen cooking, you step away from the frying pan, you just start shooting shots out. You could be, some people I've heard, they're walking through the grocery store. I don't do this. I try and reserve it for places where I'm not out in public, but they're walking through the grocery store, they pick something up and they said they start doing some shadow boxing. It's just a habit that ends up becoming almost muscle memory, and you just see in your mind for some reason something's happening, like an imaginary opponent, and you just start checking your technique or throwing those shots out. It's such a fun thing to do. I don't think there's any harm in it, although, like I said, you're not gonna see me do this at the grocery store. The next thing which martial artists are gonna do is they're gonna start using their legs excessively for things that most people will use their hands for. For instance, closing doors. There's a door open, you're like, oh, I could push it with my hand, but no, I'm gonna use my leg and I'm gonna shut it. Or you get to somewhere where there's an elevator button and you're like, yeah, and you hit the elevator button like that. The legs become the limb which you wanna use more because you're just going, oh, I wanna practice my kick. And there's something there which I can practice touching with the right control, so I'm gonna place it out and just have some fun. Again, no harm in it. No harm, no foul. I think as long as you're not leaving dirty footprints on anything, it's all good. Now, many people use mirrors for different things. A lot of people see a mirror, they walk by, they're like, ooh, okay, what's happening? How am I looking? Martial artists, we walk by a mirror and we're like, oh, how's that slipping doing? And it's just something that you can't stop. You always want to see yourself when you're doing your slipping. It's that much easier to judge your abilities and to see if you're moving the right distance when you watch yourself. So if you find yourself looking in mirrors and either practicing technique or doing shadow boxing, don't be embarrassed by it. It's something that I do all the time. It's not like I'm staring at myself being vain. It's just watching my body mechanics and making sure I'm doing everything right. Using a mirror for martial arts, I think, is absolutely essential. And then we get to the point where we want to start punching stuff. We actually want to hit something. Maybe we're at home, we're putting laundry away. Folding laundry, we do all the effort to put it together and then popping it in the door or the drawer, and all of a sudden we're like, you know what? I want to punch this stuff out of midair. Start throwing it up, firing shots off. I've done this numerous times. It's just throw it up, kick it out of the air, throw it up, punch it. It's just fun to do, gets you to work on those reflexes, the timing, and you have to hit something at the exact spot, just the way you have to find a chin when somebody's moving around and throwing back at you. All of these to me, I think, are just fun things to do around the house. And yes, if somebody new is in the house with you, they're gonna think you're odd, but anybody involved in martial arts is gonna go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And the last thing that I've started doing a lot since I moved into a place that has stairs, I was in a place with no stairs for about a decade, I can't go up and down them normally. I never just walk up the stairs. I've got to run up them bear crawl style or hop up or shadow box my way up them. I'm always doing something new and weird, and I know a lot of people just go like, Gabe, just walk up the stairs, be a normal person. I'm like, man, they're so fun. I can work on something martial arts related with these stairs, and I'm having a blast and I don't care what other people think. So let me know in the comments below, out of those 5 things, how many of them are you doing? 5 for 5? I hope so. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel, get subscribed. If you have anything else that's kind of odd that you do at home, that's something that you think most martial artists are gonna be guilty of, I want to hear what it is. So you can toss that down below as well. As always, guys, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another episode.